Hello, people. Welcome to Everyday People, where we have conversations concerning our everyday lives. My name is Princess Anne. This month, we've been talking about autism awareness, and honestly, the questions from mothers, from caregivers, has been pouring in, especially concerning feeding, tantrums, speech delay, and potty training. We are excited to have a professional in the house to start some of these questions. Thank you for joining our live. You can leave your questions and comments in the live chat. Today's guest, Mr. Johnson Oladeji Adeusi, popularly known as Mr. Deji by learners, by parents. I call him Mr. Deji. My son calls him Mr. Deji. He's a behavioral and cognitive therapist with over 2 decades of working and providing intervention for children dealing with autism and other related special needs. Welcome to Everyday People.
Thank you.
Mr. Deji, welcome to Everyday People.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you finally made out time. Because we talked about autism in our own little way on our podcast, and the questions have been coming in. So I've been trying to get you here at least to speak to mothers, caregivers from a professional angle, to at least share your 2 cents on what we can do better and how to manage this spectrum, so to speak. So let's just dive in head up, because we've been having mothers in our comment section, in the DMs, asking questions. One mother said, "Everyday People, my child won't eat any other food except sausages. The school and I have tried all we can. Kindly advise if there is anything I can do."
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and be able to share my little knowledge and experience over 2 decades. Last month, March, my 18 years working children autism or other related disability. So I'll be speaking from experience, not just.
Even need you start, because you kind of you.
Yes, people when they sit on, we're going to be wondering, how old are you?
So let me just ask the question already.
Yes, I started working with children on autism and special needs generally March 2008 of the I still remember March. Yes, still remember. I know that it's March. I started with a center before I finally start freelance on my own. Yes, so yes, 18 years now. 18 years, and it has been good. A bit though there are rough time, children, some I did aggressive, but one thing that keep me going is the passion I have for this. This has helped me, so doesn't matter the challenge. But it's not about me. Let's just let's go straight to so that I won't bore you with but I have a lot. So maybe we'll have a day that
yes, so would not have you for time to time.
Yes. So if you permit me, let me just let's go straight to the question of the day.
Yeah.
Food. Yes, a lot of parents that have complained about children, especially children that are picky with certain food. Some they say, my child always likes to eat spaghetti. Yeah. Oh, my child is only Indomie. I've done this, I've done that.
Only mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Only jellos.
So there are lots. So okay, what I would tell the mom of this particular other parent that having this similar issue, if over, I don't know how old is your child now, but if your child is over 5 years and you're still having this particular issue, then I will advise, please, you need to visit a dietitian. Maybe there's something wrong. because yes, there might be something wrong with maybe his digestive system or something. I don't want to conclude, but if it has taken long and you're having this problem issue, and please, if he's still young, maybe you can stay. Yeah, let's say medical. Yes, might be a medical condition.
Killing.
But if he's just being stubborn, I don't think a child would just want to be stubborn for that long. That's why I say I don't know the age bracket of a child. Yes, but if he's 5 and plus, then it's not just being stubborn. He's speaking a lot. Because you know, okay, let me just do some little home remedy to try to help the child. For example, if the child just like eating maybe spaghetti, we have to now say, okay, how do we integrate or inculcate other food? Maybe you can vegetables, for example, carrots, peas, and so you have
Make it healthy.
to make it healthy. So you try and slice it inside the food, so the child be able to is eating. He's not gonna just present him eating. No, it doesn't work like that. You see how he will select and he will find it. He can even use his hand and pick. The balls.
The colors might separate by colors.
Yes. So, but you have to tell him that no, we eat everything. But you can also eat with him, and then that's nice. You encourage it. These are things I've done with children. So I'm not just saying off head knowledge. Yes.
But sometimes with mothers, especially when they are putting too much time, there's a long patience. You need to be very patient because it stretches your endurance. It's not something that's maybe childhood to come out of. And that's also very frustrating for a mother who is already feeling overwhelmed.
True. That's true. It's autism itself is called a lifelong developmental process. So it's a life process. Wow. So yes, it's a lifelong. So you just have to know that you having this child, God has seen that yes, you have these shocks. Yeah, you just know that it's not punishment. God has you might not see it, but only children living with autism, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
So you must definitely just see it's an inbuilt already. It's whether you have it, you don't have, just know that by default you have to have that patience, endurance, and the teach methods. So yes, we have other children. It's only him. He's taking to maybe 100. He's taking almost 90. You just have to know that you have to give him that 90. Yes. So yes, you sit with him, and sometimes other siblings tend to understand, but others don't. So you also have to let them
feel a bit neglected.
Yes, the mommy you are too, you are no, but later when you let them understand, they'll know that our parents need this attention, and they also help. Sometimes I have so there are children I work with that I have to engage their older siblings to help out with some things, and that's being and so eventually so please, you will sit with the child, eat the food with them that is nice. Like I said, it won't just work. The magic won't just happen. It will take time, but consistency help.
Okay.
Consistent.
There was a mother who suggested in the comment section that said, if a child is finding that your child is eating many sausages, why are you not making your own sausages? She suggested she was making her own sausages so that at least you can know the kind of nutrients that you put into the sausage, homemade sausage. Maybe the quality of beef, pork, chicken that you use to make these sausages. Doing it yourself. But that is also time consuming.
Yes. We always try to encourage prayer that the ones you can do it. In fact, sometimes you can go out and learn some of these tests. It helps a lot. Because you know what the Chinese eat.
Yeah.
But truly, yes, some of them, we also need to understand that aside the special need aspect of the children, they are children first before the special. They are children.
True.
So, it's easier to Junior is doing this person is doing this. All because we already know there's a special child. But there are children that their behavioral, they're even worse than them. But because these children are special, so anything they do, just with attach it to the special need. But forget that they are children on their own. They also have those, you need to be free to express themselves.
And there are also neurotypical kids that have food challenge. Yes, that play around the food, especially when you can get him eat it. Begging, I don't eat this. I eat only Indomie. I don't like swallow. And if you are a mom or a parent that just feels like, okay, it's less stress, let me give them what they want. They become used to that in their feeding and everything. Okay, so that was a real eye opener for me. I never even thought from the angle of a dietitian.
No, yes, the ladies could please, they should. Yes.
Something that needs
Yes.
proper macro
True, yes.
attention.
Yes.
Okay, second question is this picky eating that a lot of moms find their way. A lot of moms, they share very deep struggles on how they've been trying to overcome picky eating, from medical emergencies to waste of food, money, time, resources. A lot of them share their grievances, and honestly, I understand. I've been through the journey with you, also helping along. So we've experienced this together. But I wanted to ask, is picky eating a sensory disorder? Is it something that you see is associated typically to autism?
I will say yes and no. There's a sensory part of it.
Okay. Let me just coin the questions together. And also, can it be reversed? So you can just...
Okay. There are things that are pure medical issues. So I won't dive into medical aspects. I will just look at at least the therapy aspect of yeah. So okay. Some children with autism usually have some sensory, not just on clothes, even what they eat. Okay. So a good example is that, okay, you serve a child with a plate of yam. She's like, oh God, I have this look hard,
You don't like
this
texture.
So even touching it alone, there's a sensory issue. So eating it, you're like, oh, so this is gonna go in, because the way they process is different from the way the normal children process things. So it can be sensory issue, but it's still with just now. No, it's fine. You can come, just mash it a bit for him here, or you can just pick it and see. I'm just the way you're trying to teach that infant. Yes. Okay, see, it's fine. Mommy is taking it. You can call if you have a sibling. Come and try. So they want to feel safe. Yeah, they should know that they're in a comfort zone. Listen, I'm eating or I'm doing will not harm me. So you have to always look at that. Don't just look at, okay, they're just being stubborn, they don't want it. Yes. No. So it also depends on the child. So advice is good to know your child, to know what's for the child.
Yeah.
Yes. What the child likes. And then what you can also introduce from the like, we introduce the unlike. Then we begin to blend.
And begin to work more on your like again.
Yes. So like I said, if a child for a long time, the child insists on particular, then that's what I'm saying. Please, we need to visit it. That something might be wrong.
Or rather, for a prolonged time, when you are putting in the effort.
Thank you. Yes, definitely.
There's just continuously.
Yes, you have,
and you are not getting.
You are not getting the issue. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Another mom said, "My 5-year-old does not speak. What can I do at home without expensive tools to help him find a way to communicate, even if it's just a few words, so you can even hear her desperation?"
So,
I sympathize. No, it's getting journey, But let me say this to you. At 5, don't give up.
Yes, don't give up. There's still a child can still develop speech even when it's 7, 8.
Yeah.
It all depends on what you are doing. And let me put this like a salient and what you are not doing. Okay. But also we need to know that there are children that will never communicate verbally. but they also have a method of communication. Okay? But I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm not saying to say all hope is lost. Like, I've not seen your child. Okay, so I can't say, okay, he won't be able to communicate. There are children that will start, developing, they start developing communication, then before everything goes on. So, but what to do at home, have pictures of things at home. You just make sure you have different pictures of things you can show him, and whatever he likes, don't keep it at his reach. Make it a bit difficult. Let's say, for example, he likes ball. Don't let him just have easy. Just make it a bit difficult. Let him look for the ball. So, for example, he wants to play with the ball. He's wondering where is the ball. He won't say anything. He will start looking. You get tired. He'll come and say, ball. But do you understand? But you have to also have, taught him all those things. Picture, he has seen ball, he has seen. Because as I said, some major things, we call them side words, things that a child can relate day to day. For example, now, he wants to drink water. And there's water on the tiny table. He doesn't have to stroke to start. So he'll just go and pick it. Because before, he doesn't want to say anything. But when he's thirsty and the water is not there, and before water. Voice out something.
Out of need.
Yes, out of need. But this is just particular for children that struggle, not for children that, okay, please don't stress them. Just allow them have these are particular for children that are struggling with communication. And also what we have in case, maybe you are teaching something, maybe you have banana and apple, and you show him banana, and you ask him, what is it? And you said, apple. They'll say, no, that's not apple, that's not apple. No. Say, wow, apple, you have just picked the right one and showed him. I don't even repeat myself. Yes, thank you. Yes. You are teaching him, maybe you have an apple,
and he picks the wrong one.
Don't say, no, this is it. No. Just say, wow, you said apple. This is apple. Just show him the right. Show him the. So this help. Then we have what we call picture exchange communication. So you have a picture of what he wants. You're trying to say, okay, you want ball. You can go and pick. You can keep the picture of things. Maybe the routine he likes to do. So you have the pictures at home, you have the maybe food, you have playtime. You just have it somewhere. These are things you can pick from the internet. Just food.
Yeah, on the internet.
You can even create
But sorry, guys, what should be your set word? Because I know some mothers will key into this and want to know what to look for.
Okay, I'll just maybe go with side words. Sites as a site.
Site.
Yes, site
words.
Yes, that's okay. Okay, so when you just type site, you see them, it will come out. Print them, then you maybe laminate and then cut them out.
Yes.
You can have use maybe a small board, and then you can stick them. Yes, so that they won't disappear. So you can make them like a sticky board.
Yes.
So you have them. Okay, this is this is food. This is drink. This is food. Just have them. So your child goes, oh, what do you want today? Okay, I want apples. So the apple bear, he goes kick. He won't say he wants apple. You go there and did you not think, oh, that's apple. Oh, that's cup. Oh, you just keep encouraging.
It starts putting a picture to your things that you like. Or you want.
And for that child, please, so some exercise, oral exercise that do, make sure he uses straw. Straw help a lot when they try to drink. Instead of just then he uses straw. Yes. So he pulled as he's pulling, he's exciting the jaw. So this can also be of help.
I heard about balloons.
Yes, can blow balloons. Even candle, you can light candle. Things that will exciting and tend to blow it off. Yes. So
when he's struggling to.
Yes, all those, yes. Or you can also make him make bubbles with water.
Yeah.
That bubble, so it's forming bubbles with. So this is helping to yes, and then the joy, flexibility. Because sometimes it's not like the child doesn't want to talk. There are a lot of other issues going.
It was jammy.
Yeah. So, but these exercises will help them to be able to. But see, celebrate the miles. Don't say, you want him to start saying, I'm going to the man. No, little things, or that you know this is an art. Please celebrate it. So that you celebrate it. And that's how this speech, and when he knows it's being celebrated, this speech keep coming.
Okay. This is a question from me to you. Oh, like with Femi, when he started bringing out little words and we're celebrating his words, he interpreted it to mean that once I talk, I get what I had to. So, we experienced this. Once the fact that I have spoken, I should get what I asked for. Yes. So it now became another challenge, explaining to him that no, you can't have this. Yes. Because for him, he saw talking as the past. What can mothers face in this though?
Okay, you see, when the child is involved, is learning, he will drop some and pick some. So he doesn't do this thing before now. Well, it's just, that's life. It's just, that's what you always see them. They are children. They're going to drop some behavior, both negative and positive there, and then they also pick some as they are, involving, they are developing. So yes, one of our key is reinforcement. Reinforce good behavior. Reinforce. So if he knows that there's going to be reward for this, please, when he does that, don't deny him that reward. Please give him the reward.
So we should
give him the reward. Then we'll now start working on, okay, fine, you will get it too, but you need to know that, okay, unless you promise the reward. But if you promise him, they will like to say, if you do this, we are going for outdoor. After he does say, no, Femi, I will prank it. So they don't understand.
Tired now.
Thank you.
Because you are tired.
Yes.
So, and he's disturbing you like that's, and he holds on to it. In fact, in his own case, he listens.
That's why I said, parents with these children, just know that you have supernatural strengths. Just know that whether you are seeing it or not, you have that. So please, we will always encourage, as long as you promise them a reward for something, ensure they get that. It's better don't promise it. I say, okay, from this one, we are not giving reward. Just it's a good thing for you to do. So, but if you promise him, please, you have to. It's not, you will lock the gates, So please, let's encourage them. They really need encouragement. Nothing that, no, this and it. No, it's a lot to them. It's a lot to them, and they appreciate each other. It's so wow, it's me there.
They love be praised.
No, everybody loves being praised. So good job, well done. So we have stickers, we have thumbs up, we have the food reward system. So just look for different reward system. Might not always be giving them food, but at least, well done, this is great, you did it. We're like, me that. So yeah, please, let's always, it's a way of, stimulating and encouraging them. Yes.
Mr. Adeusi, let's talk about the moment that leaves a lot of mothers feeling helpless and drugged. Aggression. A child bites, hits, screams, pulls for a long time because things didn't just go their way. True. What is actually happening inside there? Let me ask that question like that. And what can she do in that moment? Because you find yourself feeling so helpless. Especially when you have neighbors, relatives, people around that don't understand. Most times, people around look at it like bad parents.
Seriously, I always cut cap for especially mom, because they are always the their all for these children. There are times like that. If you have anybody that will assist you, you need to take a break. Because I won't lie to you that there won't be moments like that. Or if sometimes they can from back to back.
Yes.
Yes.
They can even they can be for a season.
Yes.
And you just be experiencing that burnout. I are totally burnt out.
Okay, but let me just say this. the, what do you call it now? The center of attraction here is not the mom, it's still the child. Even with, the child is throwing tantrum, being aggressive, it's still the child that we should be concerned about. Not the, I'm not being biased here. I'm just, you just understand what I'm trying to say. First, you have to make sure that, okay, that tantrum or that behavior, is it self-injurious?
Yeah.
That's the first thing you mean. If it's not self-injurious to the child and to others, please just allow the child to just let him express itself. So that's why anytime he's trying, just look around, he's going to hit his head, is anything. So just try and make sure the place is safe, the environment is safe for him.
Sometimes you notice that when you are trying to intervene, at that time he's throwing the tantrum, even worsens it.
Now, if you men will be working together. Since you are
Miss Adeusi, now I'm just bringing up practical things. We're just
that's true. Yes.
me.
The thing is, you have to just understand that these things will come and just be ready that, see, how do we help? And please, let me say this. You need to know that as a parent and caregiver, you are the first advocate of these children.
Yeah.
Nobody should bully them.
Well,
Yeah. No, boy, you see? No, I'm coming. I know what I'm saying.
yes.
You must defend them. See, this is, sometimes they know it's a sport, and no, it's sometimes they don't do these things. They are not doing it out of it. They are just believe with it, like,
But to speak as a mother, even when you are miserable that a child is trained that culture, the minute an outsider, it's like being a mother hen or be your reflex. You don't even know where you turn on that person. So the first thing your mother is to defend your child.
of course, that's why I say you have to advocate for them. No, it's not being naughty. He's a special child.
Yes, you can tell them nicely. Oh, he's special. Those that quickly get it, we put
I know we have challenge in this part of the world. Okay, the awareness is very low. Yes, people. In fact, over there outside the world, you see other parents happy when they notice. Yes, they're ready to.
This system is helping. There are some things like you go to a place of a park.
Yeah.
There are some things for the autistic kids that can calm them. You see, there are sensory toys.
Yes.
So it's hopefully also.
So please, if you live in a neighborhood, there's no need hiding this. Just let them know it's a special child, and in fact, let them know that he's even getting, as we see, you are even happy that he's even, because he's getting you. You even pray for him to be able to do some of these things.
Yes.
So that's why you have to come out. You have to don't socialize. But when you hide this to, they don't think. So parents don't even take them out, and they need this outdoor.
Oh, they do.
They don't take them out. They're just indoor. They bring one's house help to just stay with them, and they take the rest of the children out. Yeah, some parents do that. They are traveling. They'll say, no, he's going to embarrass. Maybe if they're going for family, let him go and express his. I'm saying, see, I've been in this thing. So I've been to school. I've worked. So let them express that. So let people get to know that there's something called autism.
Yeah.
People don't look. They're not looking for parents. Don't look for sympathy.
Yeah.
You are not going to say, please, no. Don't look for sympathy. People need to help. People need to come and understand that, wow, this is who you're doing. You need to be encouraged. So please don't let anybody box you. Don't let anybody push you aside and say, hey, your child is this. See, start from you. If you don't advocate, defend these children, that's how they. But if they know that no, people are there, they to do full expression.
Yes.
Full expression.
Yes. And again, what I've noticed is that is the way you carry your own thing.
True.
When you carry your child with pride and love, it's hard for somebody else to just come at you, but deflate, because you're already proud of your child and you're already carrying the child, So it's the way it starts with you, even though society can be very brutal.
Yes.
But still is the way we put it out there.
And then apologies to all neighbors, maybe it's not a hair, but see, they have to, if they're in your shoe, they would really have. So I always say, if you're in somebody's shoe, you now understand
Exactly.
Nobody wants it to just start misbehaving, and everybody's feeling it. So for them being neighbors, you know that it's a blessing.
Exactly, yes, because they say it's not your business until you call it. Yes, very correct. Okay, I just wanted to chip in this question. Is there anything you can suggest for kids that don't sleep well through the years?
Oh, okay. Yes, sleeping has really been a major concern. Parents raise my child doesn't sleep, in wakes up, make noise. All of the major things I've helped so far is, physical exercises. Yes, engage during the day, let the child engage in exercises, maybe going for a walk or doing something.
The city boils down to taking them out more often.
Yes, yes. So it varies from child to child. Some just need a little, while some need a bit rigorous exercises.
Weigh them, yeah.
Then sometimes also good we do that maybe when it's almost maybe from 5, 6, when you know that 7 they were going to bed. And those don't do it in the morning and expect them to now sleep in the night. It doesn't work right. But for some, it will work.
So exercise.
Yes. And then also and some food or maybe yogurt. We sure let him take, let it be the last thing he's gonna take.
But with yogurt, a lot of people ask, should it be sweetened, not sweetened? What's your take on sugar?
Okay. Sometimes there's this say that it's not everything that is sweet that is bad, and it's not everything that is bitter that is good. You can't go and say, okay, you should be taking bitter leaf because you don't want to take sugar. Because we can get a sweet yogurt. There's nothing. It's also depend on the child. The child is always hyper. Okay. Then that's all can now. But what we can do, even the unsweetened, you can use condensed milk. You can just add it, make you. And then, just so that, because one thing, if they start pushing this thing away, it now becomes difficult for you again.
So as that,
yeah.
When you are
so sometimes it's not that sugar is not good for them. It's when if you notice your child is hyper, then you just have to see how you can reduce.
That's it. Because somebody with a child that is already very docile might go and put the child on a sugar-free diet. What the child even needs salt.
So yeah, because children generally need sugar. Yes, as it
for the energy.
They need that. They need to,
Okay. Okay. When a child flaps their hands, spin, cover their ears, the sound of, say, a blender, an AC, all those things that maybe you and I understand. Also says three issues. Steaming. But it seems to the world as strange behavior.
True.
For people that are not experiencing their sins, so how can you explain that sinning to a grandmother? Let me use a grandmother that hasn't really experienced baptism, in the way we are experiencing it today. What would you, how can, and to her now, that child needs to be corrected.
Yes, it needs to be flogged.
Yes, because they see it like spoiling the child, So how can you really tell the difference between harmless steaming
and harmful steaming? Okay. Let me dive into the professional aspect of it. Then let me see how I can break it down. Okay. Steaming on itself is not bad.
It's different to look at.
What does that say? How
looking at it, you're like,
it's not astral. In fact, steaming in a nutshell, steaming is what we regard to as a self-stimulatory expression of behavior.
Wow.
A child is expressing trying to interact with the environment.
Sorry to come in more. There's this boy in my church. He steams. Yeah. Now, he doesn't make any sound. He's not noisy because he's a grown man. But, because I have a son on the spectrum, I also know he's autistic. But he steams. His gestures are a bit distracting. So people will look at him and always say, what's going on here? So without him being vocal.
That's what I'm saying. So somebody doing like this, how is it hard? How is it harmful? Do you understand? That's what is an expression. There's flapping, there's rocking, there's spinning, there's what do you call it? Staring. You see, the stage just stare at this at that empty something, So all this is just the child just it's not. That's why I say steaming on its own is not harmful, unless, like I said, if there are different, there's harmful steaming and there's unharmful steaming. I'm very, very, very sometimes rare
For it to be harmful.
yes. The ones that are harmful is those maybe the one that will inflict pain on the child. Maybe the child is banging his head.
Head.
So even that, we have to redirect that steaming. Okay, yeah. For example, a child goes boo boo is back. So what we do, we advise get punching bee. Yes, get the punching. That's why I see. Let's use here do you have yeah. So anytime this you have to redirect. No, come anytime you feel just come. Then you do it. Before you know, anytime you feel like it goes there and just punch.
Eases on that.
And you say, they can't afford punching you. Can get a pillow. You just improvise.
Exactly.
You understand? Just tie something and when you could go, I've hold it up for you. So it's also it now becomes a form of exercise. Okay. You know? So please, steaming. As I said, I'll give you a professional note. In fact, we want them to even steam because the hidden things comes out. They need to express, they need to, we're going to say empty, they are emptying themselves. So a child is just flapping. How is it injurious to you? How is it attacking you? It's just expressing itself. So if it's in a public place and it's steaming,
That's why we said
somebody
that
comes-
grandmother that we look at.
so when you tell grandma, your grandchild is special. Because I'm trying to understand if it's Yoruba she hears or Hausa. You just have to just make her know that this child is not what he's doing. He's not doing it to hurt anybody. He's just trying to just express himself. Yeah, it's we just have to know that this thing they are doing is their way of interaction. Trying to just express themselves is the way they feel safe.
Okay.
Yeah, because a child is flapping his hand like this, and he's not hurting anybody, he's not hurting himself, So please, we really, in fact, we encourage them to steam, as long as it's not injurious. Okay. So please let them. But if it's harmful, that is when we just have to rechannel, that steaming. Like
You see how that is over wiggling his head. He's not his neck, okay?
No. Yeah, you'll be worried as the thing. These children, they have their strengths. They have their strength. So what you think that this thing like he feels safe with it. So you can't, because once you now say you want to stop it, then that's when another issue comes up. You're like, oh. So please, and like I said, yes, if as long as it's not injurious to them, please let them have their full expression. Let them see. Just make sure there's nothing that we injure them. Like I said earlier, it's because they are special. Even as adults, we have some of one of those steaming things.
Yes. You have some behaviors that are a bit off.
Okay, let me just a bit. Let me be plain. Just like when you are in a comfort zone, you come by your comfort, you want to just take off your clothes, you want to, you want to pick your nose, things you will not do in public.
Yes,
that's
a form of
you are just thank you. Yeah, you want to fart because nobody is there. Yeah. So that's how it is to them. Wow. Yes. So and they don't, and we, because we know that we can do this socially. This is acceptable outside.
Socially,
so for them, because they don't know that, they don't understand the concept. Okay.
Now I understand. So they don't have that social barrier that blocks all of us from misbehaving. Okay.
They're just, this is me. I'm expressing myself the way I am. Allow me to do it. Oh, I know. When they finish, we stand up or finish what they are doing, they are done. And also sometimes they do, some of them do to just control their emotion. Yeah. Even if something is trying to trigger something. So let me use this to just lift my head. That's the way. Those are. So please, let's allow that. As long as it's not injurious to them, steaming is okay. You can check up on steaming so that you not think I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to be practical as possible. What I've done, with children and how. So please, you can check up and see what's steaming and how to. It's fine. It's fine.
Another question we see popping up in the DMs: potty training.
Oh,
potty training the child. Some parents, you hear all kinds of stories. There was a mother that I will share that her child will do anything, can stay in the toilet, but once you're not there to prompt the child or something, they go on themselves.
Yes.
Like sometimes you still notice that when they're scared of the toilet or something. What can it's another milestone because you see that his own child still not able to use the toilet properly, clean up after themselves. So what can you share concerning that?
Okay, let me share what I've done with some children and that's worked over the years. Potty training can be very difficult, not just for children, middle 30s, even the neurotypical children.
Okay.
To train it can be very, very difficult.
Okay.
Yeah. And then some children levels can pick it very fast. Yes, why some, you struggle, but I always said, don't give up, keep pushing. Okay, what I usually, maybe when I'm having training with parents or school teachers or caregivers, always I will tell them, start by working with time. When the child wakes up in the morning. So that's why I said even now because his house, you may as this they won't from effort and it is a school, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to wake him up. The first thing when you remove the diaper, let him go to the restroom. Whatever you call it. Just take him there and you stay there for maybe just 5, 2, 3 minutes, depend. And you stay there in the kitchen. This is what you pull here, pull and again. Or if he has his potty, sometimes you better will rub a potty since they are still young. So we have a potty because they won't do it all. Because so comes with it, you regulate that time. As long as that's why I said the caregiver or the nannies at home have to be about, you regulate. It's almost like 15 minutes or so. Take the child back. Let him sit for like 2 minutes here and watch. Then you just bring him up here. You just see him immediately. You just bring him up. You just be on the floor here. You're like, boy, I took you there now. That's not the time. Just take him back immediately. Even after he has really don't start. It's not time to complain.
Okay.
Take the child back to the pot.
Even after he has
Even after he has I'll take the child back and him sit there. Then that.
So his brain is that registry.
Why are they particular about start again? So don't forget you are still trying to time, so you know where he has okay, maybe in this is about this like 1 hour now, and you notice he has dropped water. Take we need time, let's go. You take him there. Then we also you can have a chart, just design a chart, so have time, so times. Then yes, just have like maybe 8 to 8:30. Like, just have it. That's about parents that have this difficulty here, but some, it's just a walk over. So just time the child, okay. And anytime, by so time, he will just tick that child as,
This is not time he normally.
he'll be, and like there's no, it can change. Maybe today he has a lot of water, so have a child, keep using the potty, even when he be outside, it was taken back to the pot.
Just regularly one day, it's better that potty, and you celebrate that milestone, and from there you will now be encouraged to start.
Potty can be very difficult, but just make sure keep pushing and never.
Okay, now I understand it because even with younger kids, like maybe a child they're trying to potty train,
Yes.
that is neurotypical.
Yes.
You see that even if the child wheezes in their pampers, they take the child back to a potty to reinforce the routine that is trying to come up. Oh wow, that's very insightful. That's nice to learn. I can't even believe that me sitting with Mr. Deji, I'm learning so much after so many years of doing all of these things together. So there's always something to learn. Yes, again, see, you see what the challenges we have in our country. We have limited specialized therapists. You don't have access to so much speech therapies, behavioral therapists. And we see that there is a rising number of autistic kids. Do you understand? We have so much And there are parents that don't even have access to diagnosis. They just know, some people now are just on the fence and haven't really been told, but it looks like my child is different. That kind of, they are still in doubt and they don't have access to diagnosis. What are the free, low-cost ways a mother can support her autistic child's development? Or let me put it this way, a child in the village. So there's no access to medical care as such, specialized professionals in that part of our country.
Oh, it's of this question. It's not just even the village. Even the people in the city want subsidize, intervention when it comes to, therapy.
When you are doing it out of pocket, it's bites.
So it's not just village, The truth is that therapy is expensive.
Yeah.
It is truly, and then parents have to, double up, So what I advise is integration is very important to any child in the spectrum. Yes, intervention is very important. But let's look at it this way. If you have a child with special need and he needs extra attention and you can't afford a professional, all you can do is that maybe look for in the school the teacher that can best work with that child and understand. Because the most important is that the child works with who understands him or her. Yes, you can.
Even what if from your experience, a child that has that warm patient energy, it's not even the class teacher.
That's what I'm saying. In a school, they somehow see God will somehow orchestrate.
Say God will make a way.
I'm telling you, the child will just like this person now. This person, they will even see that anytime they will go and call that particular person and say, that is going hey, that is my job. So look for someone that's be able to help, because the truth is that they need the interpretation. They need it, no matter how you need to. They need the interpretation. Look, and just say, what is it? They are just playing. Yes, that we have what we call play therapy. So it's not just academics. Therapy is vast. There are music, there is play, there is outdoor, all forms of therapy. Wow. So please look for maybe a caregiver that can help. That little thing the person is doing with that child will go a long way. And then also you as the parents you also help, be doing your own part. The two one you can do, come on, let's do this. Let's
engage the child.
Get something that the child can be doing at home. So this will also help us. It's expensive and it's getting more. So it's not even it's getting
but in God we trust. Thank you so much, Mr. Deji. Me have been working with you, even though I've been working with you for a while now. I'm also learning so much. So this has been a very eye-opening, impactful section. Guys, Mr. Deji's contact is also on Instagram, but I don't know how active he is, but that's still a contact. WhatsApp, I'll put all his available details so that people who can contact him, he's available to work with. He's very vast, as you can see in what we are talking about. But please don't steal my therapist too. So that you still have room for us. But really, we really appreciate this, and all his contact details will be in the comment section. So you can use this opportunity to have. You see, we don't gatekeep around here. Another mom asks, my other children are embarrassed when their siblings start to scream in public. My husband says I spoiled the autistic child. How do I help the whole family understand without alienating anyone?
I really sympathize with this. If the husband or the father of the child is saying she's spoiled,
because of the amount of time she's probably.
So I think I think this should be, if they need to relearn everything about
The reawareness.
yes, because I'm sure they are not aware of through their child is yes, the what challenges is going through. Because the truth is that the family is supposed to be the first point of defense. You understand? Protection, so you know, advocates. But if the family are coming, see his sibling, like I said, I've worked with children. I'm still working with children. I always educate the siblings. Your brother, your sister. When you are out there in the school, every you know that even when sometimes it's even their own friends. Your brother, they will be the ones they'll start. That's so different. And they'll start all kinds of ideas. Yes, I always say they must stand your
Yes.
and let them know that my brother is special. It's different, special, and they should not talk down on him. Like actually, if you are protecting anybody with before you, this is very true that you need to scroll and they'll form a chain. You know, they'll be the one now. No, talk to him like yes. So he's, I think. Madam, you need to talk to sit them down. Yes, they need to understand. Everybody need to. It's not just you. Before the last say it's you. No, yes, it's everybody's business. That is true. You need to educate them more. They need to learn. Yes, to know that this is everybody. The family.
And you need to remove that shame, that stigma, not just from you, but from the entire family. Yeah. Like I remember a time when I know a friend that Femi's twin sister had. They were very close. So I asked her, I want you to more close to this friend. And she was like, oh no, because of the way he spoke to my brother. You know? I was like, no, I'm not having it. It was like, oh, why is your brother behaving weird? Oh, your brother he's acting funny. You know, that kind of a thing. So in defense to her brother, she felt like, oh, that's not the kind of friend I want to keep her around. Yes. Someone who is attacking.
But a sticker for that.
You know, that's that kind of approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important. Families have to, if family as they want, trying to come on.
Yes, there should be united protect.
Help to protect.
Okay.
It's not about giving too much time. He needs that time. That's why. Because if the sibling did like 20 minutes, you need like maybe 40. Just to maybe for preparation, you were going somewhere for eating. All those exercise. Yeah. Yes. He's going on his own pace. So sure. You don't push him with all your legend attack. No, it doesn't work like that. Yes.
And this too brings me to my next question concerning stigma. Societal stigma, societal bias towards autism in general. In our society, people interpret autism either as a spiritual attack or a very severe mental problem. It's like maybe that child is supposed to be in an asylum. So what can you say concerning all this?
It still boils down to awareness. Most people are not aware, but I'm glad now that autism, I think with advocacy from social media and a lot of people are becoming aware. Yes, but we still have a lot of work to do in the rural area. Yeah, that's where there's not even next time down.
Witchcraft. Yeah. Well, they'll say you should go and check if family age. Check if somebody is trying to do. So they're not.
Yes, so the awareness is gradually coming up. At least we have then April 2nd for Autism Awareness Day. So in the city we don't have much, even though due to what is happening in Nigeria. People don't, even if they are aware that is even school that practice inclusion. You see, you will not be one.
You know our story now. We have been bounced from special needs schools. So it's amazing how your school can be a special needs school and you're bouncing an autistic child. So that's how the least parents, yes, the least parents feel us though.
Where society, we need to, so that's when the government will need to, they talk from the Ministry of Education, they need to do a lot. And a school that is practicing inclusion, you can't say no, and the child cannot go to dining, should stay here. What's the essence of inclusion?
Exactly. You do kids are autistic. I have seen a school, and funny enough, it's a global issue too. I've seen a school, maybe for safety or something.
Okay.
I've seen a school abroad, or my cousins have told me of a school abroad where they have a small in way and out way into the school.
Okay.
But when they brought it up, they also mentioned that it's true because some of them don't do well with crowd.
Yes.
It's to regulate.
That's
So it's to regulate their encounter with other kids. Because kids can be very busy and aroused. So when they are running towards you, it might affect,
that's true.
so that as well.
And that's true. If you, like I say, if there are some children that maybe if they have this injurious behavior to others, we just have to see how we don't expose them to the children. We should be able to. We are protecting the child, also protecting the children. Yes, so we can know how to always, instead of just them be on their own. Yeah. People always have to. Not policing. Also, there's also a difference between policing
Yes.
and shadowing. That's a you're policing the child.
Maybe because things want the class to sit in there,
You can't give you is no.
Like they should be perfect or regimented, so to
So we have to also, there's a thing in between those where yes, can shadow the child, policing is another thing. And that's what most schools want, keep policing the child. No, they don't even mind that all the civil, everybody from his family to come to the school and just be caging him.
Yeah.
So awareness is very important. And I also say well done to everyday people podcast. They're doing so well. Wow, this awareness is when there's a lot of people like that.
Our 2 cents, because it affects us as well.
So I also commend you. It takes a lot. Some parents will not want to come out and do this, but it shows that you are made of steel.
Oh yeah,
no. Keep on the
even though we don't feel that way sometimes. Encourage us that God has a special place for us. Okay, so to wrap up, as you said, what is one thing you feel that every Nigerian mother of an autistic child should know about therapy?
Well, these are open. It's not open-ended questions. More like But okay, let me see what I.
Because you already even mentioned that no matter how small that intervention is very
yes. We actually it's a two-way traffic therapy, caregivers with parents. Okay, let me say this. Professionally, we don't call them autistic children.
okay.
Yeah, because they are children before the autistic.
Okay.
So that's what we use. But we let it slide if we know it's not a professional. So we prefer to say children living with autism or the shade of autistic.
Children living with autism makes a difference.
So it's a child. The first.
What's about?
Yeah, so it's a child. So we need to, so, but like I said, with somehow allow people. But if I said that, if you notice, you've never heard me say autistic children. I always said children living or a child living with autism. Yeah, if not, you withdraw my professional life.
We can't afford that right now.
Okay, so there are basic things. You know your child. Sometimes you can also
Know your child.
Yeah, you know your child. You know what, and sometimes you see maybe the caregiver or the therapist doing some basic things with the child. You can see what they are doing. You can reinforce that.
Get it later.
Yes, we can be able to use it because the caregiver or whoever comes, he comes for some specific time and is off. So there are times you also need to come, let's do this.
Yeah.
You understand? Oh, this thing. Because sometimes you feel he's doing this with him, but he's saying this. Oh, doing this. So it's true. Yeah. So you can just okay, that thing say you are come now. Let's understand. Do something to engagement. I always say it's a teach thing. You keep little as it is. Okay, today we are doing this. Let's do this. Okay, it's exercise we're doing. You just those little engagement, you know. You teach, okay, if your child, each child is in a what do you call it, different stages. So what if the child is still learning the alphabet, or is still trying to bead, or is trying to knit, whatever is doing, you reinforce that. There's some that go to the mainstream school, when they come, reinforce what they do in school, you know. So just those little engagement, and then always talk, speak to them. Don't no, it's not say. Don't say it's not. You one day he will just respond and like, yes. So please, let's talk. Let's talk to them. Let's say this, and let's always we don't make a long sentence. Go and bring no. Take the cup, you know. Drop the so those phrases for those don't make it, they don't, you know, because how they prove
Yeah.
and
You don't make a long
don't make a long sentence. And also help with children with echolali. We call those ones the you say how are you, say how are you. So someone say what do I do now? So what we do is when you are teaching a child with the house and echolalic, okay, what is your name? So as it's processing what is your name, you drop my name is John. So as you say what is your name, it's processing what before you repeat what is my name, John will just come, because you already say what is your name, my name is John, or you say what's your name, John. So before you finish processing the what's your name, you know, okay, the response will be John.
No, I want to learn. Sorry.
Okay.
Now, you are asking. I'm the child minister.
Yes.
You are asking me what is your name.
So I said, what is your name, princess? So
And my response will be, what is your name?
Okay, if I say what is your name, we definitely say what is your name. So as I'm saying what is your name, as I'm finishing what is your name, I'll give the response. I'll give I said princess.
Okay.
So now so the last thing you hear now is princess.
So my response to you now with princess.
Yes, instead of starting with
what is your name? Very true. But my question is, would I eventually be able to process that princess is the answer to what?
Yes. It's you know, not all children, very few children with autism are echolalic. Some, yes, a lot of them are not.
Okay.
Yes, and most children that are echolalic have speech.
Yes.
They have speech.
They have speech.
Yeah.
Repeat when it's in night.
You can say yes, still they keep saying them now.
Yes.
So we just try to that's when the process of as they are processing the question. Yeah, so not that they will hear what is your name, not that they will hear it, but because they don't know what to say, so they will just respond to what is your name. So, but as they hear princess, okay, so my name is princess. So instead of saying what's your name,
So now they know that the response to what is your name
is princess. Yeah. So like that, it's not everything you teach them, that there are things they can see on their own, but there are things they struggle out. So they just you answer the question for them.
Yes.
You are the next. Before you know, you ask what's your name? Princess.
Wow.
Because you know that okay, this question, this is the answer that comes out. That is what I should respond to. So Kolali can be very tricky, but you know, they will always be me.
Wow. Okay, so we know that a lot of autistic mothers of taking care of children living with autism, they have a very high anxiety, stress level. They're doing so much. They're worried all the time. But still, you can't call from an empty cup. So what's your advice to mothers that feel so burnt out? How can they re-energize